Well, hundreds of firefighters continue to battle fires that are raging around George and Knysna in the Southern Cape.
Well, at least 8 people, all believed to be from the same family, have lost their lives. Now, those evacuated are being housed in community halls across the Knysna and George areas.
And that's where emergency services and NGOs are providing disaster relief.
Now, for more, we go live now to our colleague, that's ENC reporter Leanne Jansen, who's on the ground in George. Leanne, good morning. I'm sure now the aftermath of those fires, people are now beginning to really be mopping up and measuring what kind of damage has been done. What's the situation like now on the ground since yesterday?
Good morning, Dan. Well, mopping up operations haven't really started yet. Authorities are now still monitoring the fire. Overnight reports, the last report I received was about 3 hours ago, that the fire has spread somewhat. There is some drizzle right now, and I'm sure firefighters are hoping that the rain does pick up. The wind subsided overnight, but that left with it thick smoke hanging in the air, so much so that it permeated my hotel room and made it difficult to sleep. But just to give you even more of an update, I am joined by local government MEC Anton Bredal. MEC, thank you so much for joining us and hanging around in the cold. What is the latest update that you've received?
We've lost around about 65,000 hectares of vegetation. Currently, we're worried about the one flank in the Vlucht, so we will put all our resources there this morning to see to that we clamp down on that. Luckily, the weather seems like it's going to play with us and help us and support us today. So we will put in as many resources as possible, and then we will get our colleagues to come and visit. Minister Albert Fritz will come and visit today, and Minister Wendy, especially on the social side, the humanitarian side, to see how we can move, first of all, the people back into their houses as soon as possible, and also support the families which tragically lost their loved ones.
Now, in Farley, speaking about the families who lost their loved ones, many of them had to evacuate, the survivors had to evacuate. So do you know what kind of social relief MEC Fritz will be bringing to them?
Now, first of all, he will assess, he will bring his team with, and then we will sit with the families and determine what they need. It's important to make them part of finding the solution, part of them, also take them through this trauma.
But when do you think we'll get an estimation of the damages and how much it cost?
That will take some time. We need to get engineers in. I've asked to meet with the National Disaster Management Centre, Mr. Tau. He will be in the area also today. Do an assessment. The Premier will be here on Sunday. We will then determine if it's necessary to declare a disaster, because I'm still worried about landslides in this area now. If we're going to get rain, we will definitely have some landslide, and that can create another disaster. So we need to clamp down, bring our teams in, work with the authorities, and see what we can do to stabilize the area.
Thank you so much. Well, Dan, there's still lots of work to be done. The fire is not out yet. Firefighters still have a big task on their hands. Speaking about the De Vlucht area that the MEC just highlighted, it seems 2 fires have merged over there, and farmers have been put on high alert to evacuate their farms. So during the course of the day, we're going to try and make our way out there. Signal is really bad, but I will keep you updated during the course of the day.
All right, thanks very much, Leanne Jansen, on the ground there in George, just finding out what's the latest on that fire. Well, let's bring you more updates now on firefighting efforts. We're joined on the line by working on fire spokesperson Lauren Howard. She's also in George. Lauren, a very good morning to you. Thanks for your time. A very busy time for you as well. What do you know about efforts on the ground? What can you tell us at the moment about where they're concentrated?
Well, our firefighters, we had about 88 of them that were working throughout the night, trying to mop up certain areas and securing certain areas. So this morning we are deploying close to 200 of our firefighters right across the Garden route, just to assist the Garden route and the George municipality in bringing this fire under control. Its conditions seem to be favorable at this moment, but as MEC said, the De Vlucht area is of concern right now.
Lauren, do you have, are you sort of confident that you have enough manpower, that your firefighters will be able to cope with this? Because it doesn't seem like these fires are going to be put out anytime soon.
We are confident that we are going to tackle this fire. and bring it into containment. We have about 300 firefighters from the Department of Environmental Affairs working on fire program stationed here at the Rosemore Stadium. And we also have 14 from the Free State that are on standby. So if more assistance is needed or more relief is needed, we have those resources that we can bring in.
Now, Lauren, the other day there was an issue around about the use of helicopters or not. You say the weather conditions have somewhat improved. Do you have enough resources to try and really get these fires put out today?
As I mentioned, we have our firefighters on the ground, as well as 2 UV helicopters and 2 fixed-wing air tractor bombers. So the SANDF RS is also stationed here at the George Airport. So should the need or weather conditions be favorable for them to fly in, we are more than confident that they can go up.
Okay, Lauren, thank you very much. I think we're getting a sense there. It looks like all those efforts are going to be put today to put those fires out.
Yeah, and 300 firefighters, hopefully they can get these flames under control and get it over and done with well.